Villains play a crucial role in any game's narrative. They often serve as motivation to keep playing, whether because of their humor or because we truly despise them and want them defeated. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and click on the links in the description to vote on upcoming content. Characters like Voss from Far Cry 3,
I like this phone. This is a nice phone.
or GLaDOS from Portal are one reason we still talk about their respective games to this day. Even the most simplistic of gaming villains have created some of our most memorable experiences. Our battles with the Cyber Demon in the Doom franchise gave us some of the most vicious fights we've ever encountered. Needless to say, some of the villains are just scumbags. We're talking about the villains who commit evil deeds with almost no real motive or logic behind their plans. They do it because they just want to do it. Think about it, why does Bowser kidnap Peach in almost every damn Mario game? Because of marriage and power, and he likes pink. Then you got Dr. Wily of the Mega Man games, who builds robot masters to aid him in his plans for global conquest. His reasons for turning evil? He was tired of being overshadowed by Dr. Light and his achievements. Yes, because jealousy totally justifies world domination, right? Don't even get us started on Ganondorf. Yeah, we see you, wanting the Triforce to restore peace to your Gerudo people, as if we're buying that. We know what you're capable of. We've played Link to the Past. However, there is one scumbag that is simply way more terrible than the villains we've just mentioned. Their actions have proven them to be absolutely savage. Their behavior is often borderline psychotic.
I've had enough of your snide insinuations.
And the reason behind their actions? Fun. It's all just a game to them. Yes, the biggest scumbag in gaming is the player. Now, there's no denying it, the evidence is right in front of us. Let's start with the most obvious piece of the puzzle, moral choices. One of the cool things about modern video games, especially role-playing games, is that we're given choices that can affect the way the story is told, regardless if it leads to the same ending or not. Most of these decisions force us to choose between something important to the player, like a companion or an important item, and something important to an NPC, like their life, their well-being, or a family heirloom. Some of us choose to play the good guy and make sacrifices for the good of others.
Together we can stop Sovereign. We don't have to submit to the Reapers. We can beat them.
But what makes a player choose the dark side? Well, for one, it could be because the player simply despises another character. Maybe said character is annoying or a complete jerk towards the player. But one thought that actually frequently crosses a player's mind is, what happens if I choose this option? I mean, we've all been there, don't deny it. The player selects an evil choice simply because they were curious. Oh, but it's okay, that was done on a different save file.
Lambert, you're a genius.
Nope, the player had simply created an alternate universe where the same characters suffer because of morbid curiosity. Congrats, you psycho. While we're on the subject of morbid behavior, we'd like to present Exhibit B, behavior within the game world.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
When a game provides us with dozens of ways to interact with its world, we want to explore every possible outcome. Some worlds provide side quests to level up our character further, while others offer mini-games to distract us from the main narrative. Exploration is an enjoyable experience, and interacting with these large sandboxes is what the technology was made for. So what does the player want to do in these limitless sandboxes, you ask? Be destructive as possible, duh! Who cares about the story? The player just wants to mess around with the NPCs. Let's repeatedly punch the merchant who is clearly not flinching nor responding to our actions. Ooh, this game lets us drive? Time to commit vehicular manslaughter and cause a bunch of car crashes. Yeah, because that's fun, apparently. Things get worse when the player gets their hands on God simulator games like The Sims. They will set their own characters on fire or remove ladders so that they drown in pools. Fictional or not, how do you treat characters so brutally?
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Of course, none of this compares to the final shred of evidence, the pièce de résistance. Players acting like scumbags to other players for fun. Some players will go online and say horrible things for mindless entertainment. What reason could the player have to do such a thing? The other players aren't them and there's no consequences, so who cares? I mean, they're often tasked with eliminating the enemy team, and they will do so at any cost, even going so far as to assault an enemy player's mental well-being. To add insult to injury, players are given opportunities to taunt their adversaries after killing them, sometimes with a victory dance, other times by a crouch-aided teabagging. Talk about sportsmanship, right? When the multiplayer massacre is over, the player can be rewarded for being the most bloodthirsty between the two teams. This can range from having the most kills to maintaining the best kill streak in the match. And just what kind of sick individual would participate in something like this? Well, you and me, friend, you and me. It's hard to believe that a bigger scumbag exists outside of the game worlds themselves. The fact that there's someone controlling these characters, though, acting as judge, jury, and executioner, is a terrifying notion, but it's one that we have to accept. The player is the biggest scumbag in the video game world for a number of reasons. Murder for the sake of victory or enjoyment.
Oh!
Guys, I want this guy stripped to the bone.
Acting rude or just plain sadistic to fictional characters for pure entertainment. Making awful decisions out of morbid curiosity. Congratulations, players. You, and by extension me, are the single most dastardly and malicious scumbag across all of video game history. We hope you're happy, you monster.
Look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster.
Thanks for watching Mojo Plays. Be sure to subscribe and click on the link in the description below to check out our suggestion page and vote on what content you'd like to see us cover next.